It's about bloody time. Some semblances of the actual plot of the third season of The Mandalorian. No, it is not ground-shatteringly amazing, but the fifth episode is definitely the best of the season so far. While the shallow writing does continue to persist, I did find it to be entertaining under the notion that my brain is half frozen, with plenty of action to go around, from aerial combat to boots on the ground shooting of infantry units. The premise this time centers around the now prosperous and proudly independent Nevarro, under siege by Gorian Shard, as retaliation for the death of his men in the first episode. While I find High Magistrate Karga's shocked and dumbfounded state when he confronts Gorian to be unconvincing. I mean, what did he expect will happen after the incident at the school and letting one of his men live to tell the tale? At the very least, it would be fair of me to say that the execution of the invasion was well done. I also appreciate the internal political struggle in Coruscant, where Carson Teva was seeking reinforcements from the New Republic to aid the people of Nevarro, despite the scene going down as stereotypically as it can get because of the not-so-secret Elia Kane's agenda. I will take this as a positive direction for the show, and fingers crossed, we get more of this in the story, hopefully with more depth, similarly to the likes of Andor. I know I brought up Andor in my review of the previous episode, but I strongly believe that this is what the Star Wars universe greatly needs right now. The deep intergalactic intricacies that have never been explored before, interwoven to the main plot. But alas, on the other side of the spectrum is the flat storytelling on how the show tells us that Moff Gideon did not make it to the trial, or Moff Gideon has escaped custody, could not have been more generic and predictable. The same can be said with Gorian Shard, who can't get any more vanilla as a villain can get. Sure, he is clearly not a major antagonist in the story, but Disney could have at least given him a more creative sound-off than simply refusing to retreat a losing battle and a ship being blown to bits. In the Mandalorian's side of the story, it is just as I said in my previous review and in the most recent podcast, that Bo-Katan is indeed the one who will unify all Mandalorians, but also to retake their home planet. While I have no qualms with this, at least she does not hog all the spotlight this time around, and actually shares it with Din, who is the supposed protagonist of this show. It also makes sense that she is entrusted with this role, given her abilities and affiliation with both the traditional and modern Mandalorians. What I do hope is explored deeper in this season is the twist in the end of this episode, where Teva's patrol leads him to a transport that confirms Moff Gideon has indeed escaped custody. As he was exploring the wreckage, he discovers traces of Beskar alloy, which is the Mandalorian's signature material for their weapons and armor. What I really hope for this plot point to expound on is not just surface level writing, where Beskar is simply used to incriminate the Mandalorians, but to explore a new faction of Mandalorians that actually support the Empire. This would pave the way to a potentially strong foundation of political intrigue, with Bo-Katan unifying the Mandalorians while having to maybe combat those who have gone rogue. This I feel would be ripe with opportunity for the show to finally have some deep storytelling that we oh so badly need. Overall, I like this episode and view this a step forward for The Mandalorian. I sincerely hope that it stays consistent or even do better moving forward. But given Disney's track record, it is truly difficult to determine. I mean, the first couple of episodes could have been omitted or simply condensed into one episode, as all of a sudden, the Armorer became so lenient with the Mandalorian ways. It feels like Din's supposed redemption arc to restore his Mandalorian status was all just shoehorned for Bo-Katan to have the vision of the Mythosaur and to explore the remnants of Mandalore. What do you guys think of the fifth episode? Sound off in the comments section below. And as always, do subscribe if you have not already, as it supports the channel. Thank you and have a great day.